In 3, 2, 1. Alright. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Fishing the 956 podcast. I'm your host, Gabriel. Thanks for joining another episode. I appreciate you guys taking time not only to listen to the episode on my Spotify channel, but I'll also be recording and uploading a video to my YouTube channel and using it across social media platforms. Again, my name is Gabriel. I'm from Edinburgh, South Texas. Been bass fishing since 2016. So, I'm not like some full experienced fisherman, but fishing is just a passion. I love it. I've been bass fishing for a good while now. So not only do I have a channel on Spotify, you can find it with the title Fishing the 956. I also have a YouTube channel called Lucky Stitch Bass Adventures. Now, I've never done this before where I'm recording on my microphone and my phone on video at the same time. So I'm using my laptop. I'm hoping that my laptop is actually recording the audio, and I know for sure that my phone is recording the video. So yeah, kind of got to balance, between both of them, and we'll see how it goes. I haven't done anything on video before. I haven't put my face in front of a camera in a long time, so I'm pretty nervous about it, but I'm excited about it at the same time. But I got a lot to talk about. I really do. Some may know, some may not know, but I have a bass fishing tournament coming up. Not for me to participate in, but a bass fishing tournament that I am hosting. Now, if you remember, or if you've been listening to this Spotify channel, I've talked about that one of my biggest dreams in the fishing industry is to host bass fishing tournaments. I don't have any dreams and goals of being a pro angler. That'd be great and all, but for some reason, one thing that I really love to do is host bass fishing tournaments and events, and just partake in all that kind of and partake in all those kind of events. So it's something new that I'm doing. I've done something like this before, in the past, little tournaments on Facebook. But this one is getting real. This one is getting a lot of attention. It's getting a lot of hype, or it's building a lot of hype. And I've had the support. I've had support that I wasn't really anticipating or expecting. But yeah, so let me tell you about it. So we got a bass fishing tournament here in the Rio Grande Valley. It's going to be on Facebook. It's for bass anglers only here in the 956 area code, all the way from Falcon Lake all the way down to Bronzeville. I got a lot of anglers that wanted to join, but we were only able to lock in 16 anglers. So it's a bracket style tournament. So we're going to put 16 anglers in a bracket. They're going to be paired in 8 groups. They're going to battle one-on-one, and 8 will win first round, and 8 will be eliminated. And we'll go from, Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final 4, and then we'll have the Final 2 for the championship. Now, first prize for this tournament, as of today, Sunday, I think it's March 3rd. Yeah, right? March 3rd? Yes, it's March 3rd. We had another sponsor jump on board, and the cash pot for first prize is now $400. On top of those $400, I have a bass trophy that I'll be handing out to the winner. We have a prize pack donated from the sponsors, and this prize pack is like a duffel bag worth of fishing gear. It's freaking awesome. And then we also have something for second place. Second place is it's a lures and tackle gift basket and a $20 Academy gift card. So second place doesn't leave empty-handed. And the way this tournament goes, it's just a photo submit process. The anglers will go out there, they'll catch a bass, they'll put it on a measuring bump board, they'll have a designated ID specifically that I'll give to each angler, and they'll send me that photo of that measurement, and then I'll score that bass. I'm sure those that follow I think it's the KBF, Kayak Bass Fishing League, they do something like this, so I kind of just imitated something like that, I guess you would say. I don't know, copied that kind of routine. But yeah, it's just something new. Bass fishing tournaments in the Rio Grande Valley are very rare. Honestly, we don't have really bass fishing tournaments down here. Now, there's bass fishing tournaments in Falcon Lake, There is a group out of, I think, McAllen, Far area. They got tournaments that they do, every month and stuff like that. But, for most of us here in the Rio Grande Valley, none of us participate in bass fishing tournaments. It's something that we just don't really see. It's very rare, and it's not often. And it all started with an idea. I reached out to a couple of people, and a couple of people supported that idea. And then I got the ball rolling on Facebook and started to see people that were interested in it, and started getting some messages from anglers that wanted to join. And sure enough, we are here now. As of today, I had a drawing for those 16 anglers that were registered, and the registration was $10, and they had to be from the 956 area code. And we got all 16 anglers locked in. We got the bracket filled, so these anglers know who they'll be facing one-on-one in the first round. And first cast will be Saturday, March the 16th, and it'll be from 6 a.m. Saturday to Sunday, 8 p.m. And so, we'll have 8 winners, and then we'll have 8 people that'll be eliminated, and then we'll move on from there. It's something simple, but for the most part, I feel like it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. Some of these anglers are really hyped up about it. We have a good variety of anglers. We got boat anglers, we got kayak anglers, and we got anglers that fish off the bank, And some of these anglers I've known for a long time. Some of these anglers I just met. But 16 anglers are locked in. They are registered. They are on the bracket, and they will go. They know who they're matched up with already. We got a private group, so we're kind of keeping track on everything there. I'm still trying to put it all together. I'm still trying to ensure that I make this fun and comfortable for everybody. An opportunity for bass anglers here in the Rio Grande Valley to compete, have some fun, make it a day, take their friends, take their fishing buddies, take their kids, and compete for an opportunity to make it to the final round and win some cash. It was pretty cool to see the support that I got. I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful right now. Like I said, I wasn't anticipating that kind of support, but as of right now, the cash pot is at $400. We have a huge prize pack. We got a trophy. So with that being said, I wanted to take the time to ensure that I give a shout out to those that helped me put this together, because without them, I would have not made it this far. So I want to give a shout out to Mark Vidal. Mark Vidal is from LCD 956 Bait and Tackle Store. All right. He's also the founding member for one of the largest Facebook groups here in the Rio Grande Valley, with followers around the world. It's called Los Canaleros de 956. Mark Vidal is one of the first anglers that I followed on Facebook when I first started fishing. One of the first Facebook groups that I started following. And he's been a big support to me for a long time. I appreciate him jumping on board. He was the first one to lock in a sponsorship. And not only that, he's also competing in the tournament. So that's pretty cool to have somebody that I see as a legend get onto this tournament, not only to participate, but to support and sponsor the tournament. He donated a large duffel bag of fishing gear. Huge. Him and Jose Nava. Jose Nava is from Jose Nava Photography and Productions. Them two together, they jumped on board. They put together a large prize pack. All right? And that prize pack for sure is worth over $100. It's just a lot of gear. It's got a lot of gear that I want. I saw some stuff on there that I want. And you know what? I haven't visited that store. So I'm planning hopefully this week I can get in there and go check out his store. Go check out the Bait and Tackle store and see what the price got and see what else he's got in that shop. And who knows, man, I walk out with a couple of items that I need for myself. So shout out to Mark Vidal. Shout out to Jose Nava for jumping on board and supporting me for the Rio Grande Valley Bass Fishing Tournament bracket style event. I also want to give a shout out to one of my day one homies. Luis Garcia. Pretty much, I call him the teacher. Pretty much taught me a lot that I know now. All the tactics, he showed me so many spots, and he's taken me fishing, countless times. And some of the best times that I've had fishing are with him. And so him and his pop have always been big supporters of me. They donated $100, You know, they reached out to me and they're like, hey bro, we're gonna support you. We got a couple of things that we want to help you out with. I was able to go get the trophy. The trophy has an engravement on there. It says Rio Grande Valley Bass Fishing Tournament Champion, April 2024. That's when we'll crown a champion. You know, I was able to go get the gift card. I was able to go spend 40, 50 bucks on lures and tackle and just put together like a basket for second place. So, you know, that was a big help. Rob Lopez, so shout out to Rob Lopez from Good Times Fishing Guide and Lodging from Falcon Lake and Casablanca Lake. He jumped on board also with the $100 donation. Big support. I mean, the guy has been a supporter not just to me, not just to Facebook groups, but to pretty much all anglers around Rio Grande Valley, the state of Texas, and just, you know, the guy's just been a supporter to us for so long. He's a good guy. And I appreciate him jumping on board and supporting me. And not just for me, you know, he's supporting the Rio Grande Valley bass fishing community. And, you know, same thing for Mark, same thing for Jose, same thing for Luis. For them to jump on board and support us like that, it's a huge deal, in my opinion. And then on top of that, we had Christian Salazar and his family. They also donated $100, which was awesome. This just happened like about an hour ago. Before I started recording and all of this, I had a live video on Facebook to do the random draw to fill in the bracket, and he donated $100. So as of right now, the first prize is $400, a trophy, a duffel bag worth of gear for fishing, and we have something for second prize as well. And so it's growing, and it's just the start. It's like Rob Lopez told me, this could be the start of something huge if I, you know, put in my time and effort and make sure that I stay dedicated to the cause. This could be something that grows even bigger. Now, I am planning to do a nationwide event in August. Reason why is because when I first announced about this Rio Grande Valley Bass Fishing Tournament, I had a lot of people outside of the valley and outside of the state of Texas that wanted to join this event. But I had to turn them away because the first event that I wanted to do was for the Rio Grande Valley and the bass fishing community of this area. So hopefully in August, if I put in the time and the dedication to make something like this happen, I can host a nationwide event, bass fishing tournament. Now, again, these tournaments are on Facebook. So it's like I told my anglers that I'm hosting, you know, I'm not going to make this some overcomplicated, super serious tournament, and I'm definitely not doing it for the money. I've made 0 cents off of this, and I don't plan to make a single dollar off of it. And when I do the nationwide tournament in August, again, I don't plan to do this for money. And like I said before, I've done these events before. But I kind of want to do it by myself for one reason and one reason only, is I don't want to make money off of this. I don't want to be a part of that. I'm not here to make money off people that follow me on Facebook. If I can grow my name and build a reputation to where that one day I make money off doing stuff like this, hey, that's awesome. I appreciate the blessing. You know, that I'd be very grateful for it. But for now, this is my way of paying back a bass fishing community and a bass fishing family that's done so much for me. You know, the spots that I fish, the tactics that I use, the gear that I buy, the lessons that I've learned have come from the bass fishing family. You know, and on top of all that, it all started with my best friend, Roy Garcia. I cannot go through all of this and not mention my best friend, Roy Garcia. You know, the guy was a lifesaver in times where I felt like my life was at an all-time low. He was there. He was there more than any other friend. He was there when my family wasn't there. He was there. He was there when I was at the lowest of lows in my life. And he saved my life, man. And I owe him that. And I owe, you know, the opportunity to get on a microphone or in front of a camera and say that. You know, that the guy saved my life by taking me fishing. And it all started when we were chasing white bass. Gasper goose, I guess they would call them. But it was white bass, some little tandem lures that we would go buy at Walmart. And I started catching white bass, and we would go again, and then Then we started bass fishing for largemouth bass. And then it just became an addiction. And we started buying all this gear. We started looking for spots. We started, going on adventures. And here we are. Here we are, 8 years, 9 years later or whatever. And, I'm not going to say I built myself up to some famous angler in my area. I'm not. I've never saw myself like that. But, man, I got a YouTube channel. I got a little podcast. And now I'm hosting a bass fishing tournament. And it all started with my best friend. And here I am now with the support of anglers that I've been following for so long. Luis, Mark, Jose, Rob Lopez, Christian, all these people that sponsored financially for this tournament. I've been, following these guys for a long time. And for them to just support me like that is a big deal for me personally. So yeah, got a bass fishing tournament here in the Rio Grande Valley. Nobody else is doing one. And I'm hoping that I can do another one maybe in the summer. I'm pretty excited about it. I really am. I'm hoping that everything just goes good, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to host a bass fishing tournament. Who knows where this goes? So yeah, that's one topic I wanted to talk about. The other topic I wanted to talk about is a topic that's all over my social media, and I can't get away from it. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody has an opinion about it. And I'm going to give you my take on the subject. So the subject is FFS, front-facing sonar, technology that anglers are using on their boats for tournaments. It's a sonar. It's they got computers at the front of their boat, and it helps them find bass. I can't get into so much specifics on it because I don't even have a boat. I don't even have money to go buy technology like that. There's even a photo. I don't know if it's real or not. It's on Facebook, so I don't know if it's real. But there's a guy that's got glasses, and the glasses, I don't know how to explain it, but they're like programmed. And the sonar that most people use, that they see on their little screens on the boat, it's in his lens. And so that's pretty crazy. Now, I see so much hate going on. I see so much back and forth. You got those that disagree with it, and those that use it constantly. You know what I mean? So I'm going to give my take and my insight. Maybe an insight from somebody that does not have a boat and has no say about anything that goes on about fishing from a boat. I don't have a boat. So, it's kind of weird for me to give my perspective. But, I don't know. I thought I'd give my insight. And I see it like this. Those that don't have those screens and that front-facing sonar and all that technology on their boat are the ones that are hating. Are the ones that are saying, that's not fishing, that's cheating, that's not fair, you're taking advantage, and whatever. You know what I mean? Look, most of these guys drive brand new trucks with all this technology on it. They got cell phones that are from, what do they call it, the iPhone 52, whatever it is, and don't even know how to use it. Everybody in this day and age uses some sort of technology. And I guarantee you that these anglers that are using these screens and the sonar and all this technology and whatever, I'm sure that they understand that they are where they are now because we had a lot of anglers pave the way for them to be where they're at now. And a lot of these anglers that paved the way never had this kind of technology in their day. They just would go on a boat and go bass fishing, and they would just use their experience to go find bass. But they paved the way. And in modern times, technology is everywhere. I got a microphone, I got a laptop to my right, I got a cell phone in front of me, a TV behind me. Technology is just everywhere around us. And if I had the money to do something like that, I would go get me a boat. I would put me some screens in the front. I would do I would put in my time to learn how to use that, how to use a sonar, how to read those screens and those graphics and go find bass. It's a challenge. That stuff ain't easy. It's not like you just turn on the screen and you exactly know how to, you just know how to use it. It doesn't work like that. You got to put in some time, even if it's a little bit of time. You got to put in some time to learn this technology. It's not like it's just something that we know. You know what I mean? And, I see a lot of hate. I see a lot of people that are calling it cheating. It's not cheating. It's not cheating at all. I mean, it's just technology that these people can afford, or their sponsors paid for it, or it came with the book that they bought. And they're going to use whatever assets they have to, put them ahead of the game. At the end of the day, they're in a tournament. And the goal in the tournament is to win the tournament. And if the tournament allows that to be used, then so be it. It's so be it. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to understand how people call that cheating. It's not cheating. It's just using technology. It's the same technology that we use all around us, except that technology helps them find fish. And you just have to accept that. You know what I mean? If I was in a bass fishing tournament, Bassmaster, Major League Fishing, whatever, let's just say that, I was in one of those tournaments and I was on a boat that didn't have all that technology. And the guy next to me did. And the guy next to me was catching a bunch of fish. All right? Guess what I'm going to do? I'm gonna ask myself, what is he using? How do I get my hands on that kind of stuff? What do I need to do to learn how to use that kind of technology? Can I afford that kind of technology? Can I, understand how to get it on my boat, how to rig it up, how to get it powered on or whatever, and how to read the graphics and how to read the screen and how to utilize it to help me get an advantage, or at least help my game in the bass fishing tournament. That's what I would do. I wouldn't see it as that guy is cheating and that's why he's doing better. No, he just made a good decision. That's how I see it. Now, I get it. It sounds a bunch of gibberish, maybe what I'm saying. Maybe a lot of people won't agree with it, especially somebody like me that doesn't have a boat. I don't have a boat. You know what I mean? But I use my phone to, check out the weather. I use my phone to find spots. You know what I mean? And it's just technology. It's just a advanced method of technology. And who knows where this is going to grow? Who knows where this is going to go? Or how more extreme it's going to get? I don't know. But you can't hate on it. You can't call it cheating because it's not cheating. It's just maybe you just don't have it. That's what I see. That's what I think it is. Or you have anglers that okay, I get it. You probably have anglers that can't afford it and they can go get it and they know how to use it. And they got no problem with this kind of technology. It's something simple for them, financially or whatever. But they don't want to use it because they have that guilty conscience that that's not the way to catch fish. Well, too bad for you. Too bad for you. That's how I see it. Too bad for you. And if you can catch big bass without using technology, like those screens and graphics and sonar and all of that stuff, good for you. Most of us are never going to hate on you. At the end of the day, we all admire anglers that can catch big bass. That's just the name of the game. You know what I mean? I know anglers that don't use it, and I know anglers that do. Some of them I just follow on Facebook. Some of them I know in person. And, both sides of the spectrum, I respect and admire both sides. I'm a bank angler, and I know boat anglers that have all that technology, and I see the bass that they post, and I'm just like, yeah, I can catch a bigger bass than that. But that's just the confidence in every bass angler. That's just the way we are. You know what I mean? The competition level is so extreme, and those levels, again, both sides of the spectrum. You got those that have all that technology and want to make that decision, that choice to use that technology. And then we got anglers that are just full of experience that don't need that technology. And me, on the lower level, I'm not up there. I'm nowhere near up those kind of levels. And me on my side, I respect both of them. We look up to you guys. We want to learn from both of y'all. Those that have experience and don't need technology, and those that have the technology. I guess, if you understand what I'm saying. And that's how I see it. That's what I see it from my personal opinion. So, yeah, front-facing sonar, it's a big topic. in the bass fishing community around the country. Right now, there's tournaments going on. You know what? I even saw a video, I think, where there was a co-angler on a boat that was using sonar. I think that's what I read, and I think that's what I saw. But yeah, I think I saw that on one of Scott Martin's videos, pro angler Scott Martin. I think that's where I saw. I think that's where I saw it. But yeah, I don't know. You can leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I don't mind. I don't take this stuff too serious. I don't really, any backlash or any feedback I would just absolutely appreciate. I really would. But who knows, man? Who knows? One day I do plan to get a boat. One day I do plan to, add accessories to that boat. And who knows? Maybe I will be able to afford and learn how to use that front-facing sonar and technology that these guys use to help them get an advantage to go find fish. I don't know. Maybe one day. But that's my take on it. I don't really see it as cheating. I really don't. But yeah, another thing I wanted to talk about is spring is here. Spring is here, or it's around the corner and it's knocking at the door. And I wanted to talk about, just, take a couple of minutes to talk about baits that I'll be using. One bait for sure I'll be using is a jerk bait. The jerk bait, it's kind of been a go-to for a long time. And I'll use something like, natural colors, a shad color. I won't use anything too bright. I won't use anything too dark. But yeah, a jerk bait. I'll be punching with the black and blue jig as well. So I'll be, as the sun is beaming and I'm in the middle of the day, I'm going to be looking for brush piles. I'm going to be looking for trash piles on the banks. Again, I don't have a boat, so I fish from the banks. So these brush piles and trash piles and laydowns and, tree stumps and stuff like that I can see from the bank or that I can reach from the bank, I'm definitely punching into that with the jig. And I'm going to definitely use a black and blue jig. Another thing I'm going to be using is I'm going to be using a crankbait. Now, you can't go wrong with the crankbait. And I'm sure every bass angler has crankbaits on there. And I'll be using a crankbait, preferably to just cover a lot of water. I use a little crankbait. It's like this big. And it's a golden brown color. And that crankbait is just, I use it, year round. But when it comes to the springtime, it's got a little bit of a craw color to it, I guess. And it's real small, and it's like $4 at Academy. I wish I had it with me so I could show you guys. And I'll be using that. That's just something that's been very effective for me. That's about it. I think that I'm gonna be fishing fast. I won't be dragging the bottom as I did when it was cold. Not as much. I'm hoping that I can do a little bit of topwater action as well. I'm hoping that I can maybe get my first topwater bass of 2024. In 2023, I didn't catch any bass topwater really. I didn't. I think maybe one or two, and that was just by luck or chance. I really didn't go do topwater fishing. But yeah, a jerk bait, a crankbait, and I'll be punching with the black and blue jig. I think those are going to be my top three that I'll be tying on. And then, you know what? I did forget another bait that I'm going to be using that I've already started using is just an underspin rig, an underspin jig with the soft plastic swim bait. It's same thing, almost like a spinner bait, but it's just an underspin rig. It's got a little small blade under the jig head. Tack on a little soft plastic swim bait on there, and you're good to go. That's just a couple of baits that I'll be throwing. Again, I'm not some like super pro that can get into all detail. I kind of just keep it simple. Now, I did have a comment on one of my Facebook posts today that someone said that I shouldn't be using fluorocarbon or monofilament line on my spinning reel when I go bass fishing. Now, I used braid before, but I could be using the wrong braid. I don't know, because I don't cast that far when I have braid on a spinning reel. But when I have fluorocarbon on my spinning reel, I can cast that sucker across, I can throw it way out there. I can cover a lot more water like that, But I don't know. I'm gonna look into that. One thing that you'll know about one thing you'll learn about me is that I love to learn. In bass fishing, I love to learn new tactics, and I'm not gonna say I love to fail, but I love to go out there and try new things. And if I fail, that's fine. I'm gonna keep learning it. I'm gonna keep using it until I figure it out. So, trying braid. Maybe I'm just using the wrong size or the wrong brand of braid on my spinning reel. But yeah, now one thing I don't do no more is I don't put braid on my bait casters. I started that last year. I started using monofilament, fluorocarbon, just whatever I can get my hands on that I can afford. And I stopped using braid on my bait caster. I don't know how that happened or what made me start doing that, but I have way more fun catching bass without using braid. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. Maybe I do a YouTube video, and as I'm using it, I'll be able to explain it a little bit more of why I use that. But yeah, I just don't put braid on my bait casters no more. I really don't buy braid anymore. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking right now, and in my tackle box, I don't think I have any spools of braided line anymore. I think I used it all up, and I just don't have any more. But yeah, I don't know. I gotta look into that, because again, I love to learn, and I've been bass fishing since 2016. But only in the past 2-3 years is where I found myself in I don't know. I found myself in a stage where I just want to keep learning more. I'm not saying that I don't care about catching fish. I always want to catch a fish, but I'm more into now where I'm in the learning stages. You know, I want to learn more stuff. I want to ensure that I can create a larger arsenal in my tackle box. Not only in my tackle box, but in my mindset. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of anglers out there that just use so many tactics. And a lot of these tactics I still don't know, or I know about them and I just haven't tried them. Like, hey, truth be told, you know, like I said, I've said in my YouTube channel, and I've said on other episode on my podcast, I have never solidified myself as some superstar bass angler in my area, in my state, nothing like that. You know, I'm always just trying to learn. I really am. And I feel like these years, that's all I've been doing. It's just trying to learn a little bit more. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, right? But when I first started bass fishing, it was all about catching fish. And then I started to see myself, well, I keep going to the same spot. I keep going to the same spot, and the same spot over and over and again. And then I had to learn a hard lesson when that was going on. And then I started to see myself using the same bait every day, every week, every month. It was always the same lure and the same crankbait and the same whatever, you know what I mean? And then I was like, no, I got to switch it up. And so now I use all kinds of stuff. And then, like what I was going to say a little while ago is that, you know, like I said, I've never glorified myself to be some like awesome bass angler, because I'll tell you why. I've never caught a bass wacky rig. Is that what y'all call it? Wacky rig? I've never caught a bass on a drop shot. I've tied them on before. I've tried it before. But I've never caught a bass on a drop shot. I might be the only bass angler in the world that's never used the tactic of using a drop shot. Recently, I've been going weightless. You know, as of the past 2 years, once in a while, I'll go weightless when there's no wind and the water's just slick. It looks like glass. There's just no wind. There's just no movement. Everything's just quiet and dead, and I'm not seeing any action. I'll go weightless. I'll just throw a trick worm, or I'll throw a creature bait, and I'll just go weightless. You know, and I find it somewhat effective. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know, just a couple of topics. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking gibberish. Like I said, I don't know too much, but I know some. I love bass fishing, and I definitely just want to continue to learn. And I got a lot going on. You know, I'm starting to get a lot of things going on. I'm trying to give some life to my YouTube channel, Lucky Stitch Bass Adventures. I'm trying to give a little bit more life to my podcast. And then trying to give a little bit of life to the bass fishing community here in my area by hosting a bass fishing tournament. Now, this bass fishing tournament is huge for me. It's huge for me because all I can think about is where this can go, where this can lead to. I don't know. I want to do a bass fishing tournament where we all meet up somewhere and have a bass fishing tournament. Like something legit, you know. Have a weigh-in or something. I know a couple of spots that I think I can do. Like one, I want to talk to where I'm born and raised in San Benito, Texas, where there's a lake there and it's called Horseshoe Lake, and I want to go talk to the city and talk to the residents of that lake and see if they'll let me host a kayak bass fishing tournament there. I don't see why not. I'm sure there's rules that I got to follow, and I'm sure there's maybe fees that I got to pay. And I don't know, maybe I'll get kicked out and say, hell no, you're not going to bring a bunch of people here to this lake. But who knows? The worst that can happen is they tell me no. That's the worst that they can tell me happen, and I just go look for another spot. You know what I mean? But I do want to chase that dream. And that dream is to host bass fishing tournaments in the Rio Grande Valley. Not just once or twice, consistently. It's just, I don't know why. I don't have dreams of, winning a lot of cash in a bass fishing tournament, or, having a boat, or holding up a big old trophy. I don't have those dreams. I don't know why. I don't want to be the best angler out there. I don't want to, I want to compete. I love to compete, but for some reason, it's like my dream is to just be a host. I want to host fishing tournaments, fishing events. I don't know. Maybe it's just that it brings me closer to the family that I have in the fishing world. I don't know. I follow so many people around the world. A lot of the anglers that I consider top 10 anglers to follow are not even pro anglers. They're just anglers that go out there fishing and have a YouTube channel. And I admire these people, women and men. Kristen Fisher, she's a great female angler. And I remember where she started, and look at her now. She's like one of the best anglers in our country. There's a guy that I follow overseas. Man, I wish I could pronounce his name. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. But man, I love watching his videos. I love watching him on Facebook. The guy's just a beast at fishing. And, I just kind of see myself as just right now at this time frame of my little fishing career or whatever, where I'm trying to just expand my possibilities of what I can contribute to the bass fishing community, not only in my area, not only in my state, not only in the country, but around the world. I don't know how big I can get. I don't know how big these dreams go. I really don't. But it's a start. Got a bass fishing tournament. And like I said, I got the bracket filled. The roster is ready. And it all starts March the 16th. And I'm pretty excited about it. I got a lot of anglers that are excited about it too. I got some good support, which I'm very appreciative of. And I got some good weather coming. And I think I'll end it with that. Got some good weather coming. I got some days off coming. I got some paid time off at work that I'm definitely going to cash in on. And yeah, I think that's about it. So, I don't know. I appreciate you guys checking out this episode. Like I said, I'm recording for the Spotify channel, and I'm recording for my YouTube channel. And my name is Gabriel. I'm your host. And you're listening to Fishing the 956 podcast. Until next time, you guys have a good one. Peace!